Own your stage, own your life. Today's topic is truth against fear. Hi, my name is Sabine Kvenberg, founder of Impact Communication Coaching and the Vibrant Voices Network. So let's unpack the difference between fear and truth. We all know the feeling of fear. Fear is a very natural process, and fear helps us to be safe. And that feeling of fear that we get comes from our reptilian brain, because that thousands of years ago kept us safe. If there was danger, an animal came charging at us, we had to run. We had to get all that new energy going and that adrenaline going to run as fast as we can, or hide or fight. And that was necessary. And in today's day, it's still necessary. If somebody is chasing you, you have to run fast. But what we forget is that oftentimes fear creeps in, not because someone is chasing us, but because of the unknown that appears when we take on a new project, when we say yes to starting our own business, when we say yes to get on a stage and speak. And let me tell you, as a public speaker myself, as a performer and a coach, I know that the majority of people, about 70%, say that public speaking is their number one fear, even before death. I never was afraid to go on stage and do the public speaking. However, I also recall times where I was very, very nervous and afraid to speak up in certain situations, or to get in front of my boss to speak up or tell him something that I wanted to do. So there is that fear that creeps in. And what happens when we have those fears of either speaking up on stage or in front of your superior, or starting something new that can be scary? We have that same chemical reaction in our body that creates stress. And if we don't understand how to counteract and how to reduce that stress, and most importantly, to realize that it's not really the fear that helps us, it's actually the fear that hinders us to step into our full potential. And that's what I want to talk about today, because you see, there is a truth about yourself, of who you are and what you can do. And too often we forget that. We know we have potential within us. And we know we have certain talents, but there's the fear of failure, the fear of maybe not making it, the fear of losing money. All of these are legit feelings, and I'm not saying you shouldn't have them. But what I'm talking about is, how can we counteract that in that very moment so it will not hinder you to step into your full potential. It will not hinder you to start that business that you are so passionate about to start. That will not hinder you to go in front of your superior and voice your concern or ask for a raise, whatever it may be. That is the one thing that we need to realize. The truth about ourselves, that we can do so much more than we think we can do, that we are so much more than we think we are. And when we step back and have that awareness, we may be able to counteract the fears that are creeping up a little bit more easier. And most importantly, reduce that stress that comes along with that. So you feel better. And when you feel better, you perform better. So there are many different steps that you have to put into consideration if you want to step into your full potential, if you want to move forward and upward faster. So those are the things that I just invite you to start thinking about it. Okay, is this the real fear, or if it's just my million-year-old brain tell me not to do because it could be dangerous? Then you have to have a conversation with yourself. And I have my self-talks all the time. And when I do my morning walks, oftentimes I have that conversation. Okay, Sabine, what are you going to do today? Hey, you really ought to do ABC. Doing all these recordings, or picking up the phone and making some phone calls, or adjust that part on your website, or whatever it may be. And I haven't done that. Then I have to have that candid conversation with myself saying, what is it? Are you afraid that you could fail? Are you afraid that somebody gives you a bad comment when you upload this video? And I have to admit at times that, yep, that's probably why I am procrastinating. And think about that. How many times have you procrastinated because you were not sure and you were afraid of the reactions that you get, or anybody would come to you and bring you down with a comment? And especially in today's social media, it is so easy for a quote unquote nobody or a no name to just bring you down. And I'm not talking about getting feedback to say, hey, you know what? I don't like this so very much, or hey, how about ABC? Whatever that feedback is. But in some instances, there are people in this world who are online just to be mean and nasty. Now, with that said, always see the ratio. How many people are liking your content? How many people are glad that you are there? How many people will get benefit from what you're teaching or what you're talking about? And the percentage is, the difference is like this. The majority are there for you, and a small little percentage may be bitching about it. But you know what? That's really their problem, isn't it? Your task is to do what you're good at, to do what you love, and to serve and make a difference. That's it. And if anybody else doesn't like it, so be it, right? And that is basically fear versus truth. Understand what fear really is 99% of the times, right? I mean, we do have legit fear. It's there. And in some instances, it's good, because if you're in the dark alley and somebody's behind you, you better run, right? So here we go. That's what I wanted to talk about today. I hope you took 1 or 2 or 3 things from it. And even if it was just a confirmation, oh yeah, that's right. Thanks for the reminder. No matter what, you know the truth about yourself. You know that there is unlimited potential within you, and you just have to take a stand and just go for it. Trust in yourself. And before I end, if you have not subscribed to my channel yet, please do so, and give me a thumbs up and share it with your friend if you feel somebody else could benefit from it. Until I see you again, always remember, serve from the heart, follow your passion, and live the life you imagine.